Alright, we are back for round 1 on the draw. This hand is kinda medium, a little bit slow, but the mana is good. And playing a 3-3 on turn 3 is decent at, stabilizing and making sure we don't die. And being slightly heavy on lands, but since we have Hover Guard coming on turn 6, I think it's fine. It's just not very exciting, but I don't think you mulligan that. Alright. You have a multi 6, put a card on bottom, and they have a turn 1 Transfixer, which is rather solid. Not the biggest fan of that card, but definitely playable. Looks like they are on white-red aggro, which if they have a very solid draw could beat us pretty easily here, as our draw is pretty slow. Had I known I was playing against white-red aggro, I might have, mulligan, for example, because the hand was a little bit slow. But I think when you don't know what you are playing against, this is fine hand to keep. Hopefully we don't draw too many more lands. 7 is quite a bit here. 7 lands 3 spell, not the ideal ratio. Okay, cool. So they are tapped out, and since they are a little bit short on mana, we can really use the Crystal Shard to annoy them. Question is, what do we bounce? I kind of feel like I want to bounce Transfixer, so it cannot tap my thing. However, it is more mana efficient to bounce the Soul Deer, because they must pay 3 to just replay it. And if they actually want to tap my thing and attack me for 1, I can live with that. And given what I have in hand, I think I want to play a fairly defensive game here. At least until I can get to cast these things. And next turn, if they just, recast their Soul Deer, I will most likely Looming Hover Guard it, and after that I'll cast my other creatures. Oh, and actually we have the pretty sick combo of Crystal Shard plus Hover Guard, so starting next turn we can just, unless they never play Artifact again, we can just bounce their thing every turn. Yeah, that was not a good idea, I think. They are trapped into the Hoover Guard vortex, I guess. And that's why Crystal Shard is a pretty messed up card. No, I'm not gonna pay 1. Just gonna let it go back to my hand. Hello there, it's me. How about that? The opponent had enough. They said, no, not today. I guess they can play around that by just not playing any artifact anymore, but since they got a little bit, they mulligan, they were a little bit short on mana. This is just nightmarish to be facing, so I can get that. So white-red aggro, alright. So Ram should be good. White decks often want a decent amount of equipment because some white creatures require equipment to be good, like the 1/3 they shown. Other than that, Annual could be pretty nice again. I'm expecting some equipment and a decent amount of artifact. Maybe Annual should be in the main, by the way. And what would I cut if I play that? Maybe Neem Replica. It's kind of slow and clunky. It's not bad. It doesn't really match up very well against cards like Spike Shot Goblin or Spirit Spellbomb. Maybe I just got that on the draw. No, actually I'm gonna cut Life Spark Spellbomb because I'm mostly playing that for my 2 affinity cards, but that's only 2 cards, and yeah, I don't know, it's kinda close. I feel like Annual should be pretty good. Maybe it should even be in the main. and I'm not thrilled about the spell bomb. Pretty nice affinity hand here, and as expected they have some equipment. And we drew our... It's funny that we have, you know, our artifact land, a 2-mana, two 2-mana artifact accelerant, and our 2 affinity cards. It's lucky, obviously, but it's convenient, I guess. So next turn we can play Somber Hoverguard, which is nice. Oh, damn. What a no-fool play I just made. Yeah, I was supposed to play Talisman of Unity. They can kill my Mir here. That's just completely stupid. I wasn't paying attention. Ah. Yeah, that might just cost us the game here. That was plain stupid. I was trying to explain things, talk about my artifact cards, and how happy I was about having this nice draw, and then just lose your focus. This is what happens though when you're recording. I mean, it's not the first time that this happens. Basically, much easier to make misplay and just not being focused enough in this type of situation. I think we play Solemn Simulacrum before the affinity cards here. Oh jeez, that was so bad. And I'm gonna get a second blue because I only have one double blue card and absolutely no double green or double black in the deck. Feels bad, man. Now, do we block the 1-3 if they attack with it, knowing that they can use the Longbow to finish the Simulacrum? I don't think we do, because even though this, I would not mind drawing a card, this is pretty relevant because of an affinity, and we can probably get a little bit more out of this body. At least I hope. Ooh, that's a pretty strong card. Ether Spellbomb, not bad. So, Spellbomb is pretty much free because it adds an artifact, so it makes our affinity cards cheaper, and we'll be wanting to play some affinity cards here. We have 3 artifacts right now, so we could play the Spellbomb for 1, go up to 4 artifact, and then we can play Mirror Enforcer and keep 2 mana available for the Spellbomb. It's probably the best I can do. I could also Spellbomb. I could also Castodian. Then I have 4 artifacts. And I play Hoverguard. But then I don't really have any good block. No, I think it's Spellbomb, Enforcer, and keep mana open for the Spellbomb. At this point, we really want to draw an artifact reinvol, basically. Any reinvol in our deck. The construct would be great. Would give us a decent amount of tempo back. We could have played the Hoverguard here, but I believe leaving mana open for Spellbomb is better. Especially since they have that, so we might want to make some blocks that are not looking very good, but if they pump, we can just bounce whatever we blocked. We can also bounce our own Simulacrum. I'm not sure we really have the time to do that and dawdle around. They are gonna tap main phase, alright. Yeah, I think we need to start chump blocking. If we don't chump block, this is potentially 4 plus 3, 7. It's still a bit too much. They are not using their thing. Alright, sure. Yes, please. One does nice is nice, potentially, to stabilize. I don't really need the... Why didn't they use that? Oh, they have Blinding Beam, I guess. 4 mana instant speed, tap 2 creature, and my creature don't untap. That could make sense. Otherwise, I don't really see why you would not pump. I know I have the spell bomb, but if you have nothing else to do, you might as well pump, right? Strange. Ooh, Deconstruct is great. Exactly what I needed. Alright. So we cannot actually use 1 Dozen Eyes. We are short on mana. The question is, what do we deconstruct? The Longbow or the Sun Standard? I don't really know, it's close. Both cards are annoying. So, well, deconstruct is free. And then we have 4 artifacts on the battlefield. So we could go deconstruct, Cathodion, Hoverguard, and keep up Spellbomb. That seems decent. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to kill the Longbow or the Sun Standard. Longbow is eventually gonna kill us. Also, at some point I can start you know, moving it to several creatures each turn and ping us for quite a bit, like basically 3 a turn if they have 6 mana. Where Standard is annoying, but we have some pretty big creatures, so we can probably assemble some blocks that are decent. I think we need to kill the Longbow. Also, if we kill the Longbow, we can 1 Dozen Eyes for a bunch of 1/1, and then it gives us quite a bit of time to potentially draw some more and stabilize. I think we killed that. Play Cathodion. Now the question is, do they have the Blinding Beam or not? I don't think I can re-attack though, because they have that thing, so I'll need to make some blocks. So whether they have the beam or not, I pretty much need to stay back. Also, killing the bow makes the Den Guard a little bit worse. Interesting, so no Blinding Beam, looks like. And no good attack either. Do we bounce the Transfixer end of turn so they cannot tap something? I don't think I really mind them tapping something. Greed Monitor, okay. Let's see what happens if I go to combat. I'm gonna start attacking with a Hover Guard. They will probably tap Mirror Enforcer. And if they could have Blinding Beam here. If they have Blinding Beam, tap 2 creatures, then I don't untap. They can attack for 9, so I get one shot at if they do have the beam. So I need to keep the Spell Bomb available. Could just play Greed Monitor. It is pretty clunky since they have Auriok Transfixer though. If possible, I would like to cast 1 Dozen Eye. I don't have the mana. And I cannot go Spy plus Familiar plus leave Spellbomb available. I mean, we can Greed Monitor and then we can still use 1 Dozen Eyes. Also, we can potentially bounce our own Monitor if we really need to. And this uses the mana I have right now the best. And if they don't have the Blinding Beam, but I'm pretty sure they do have it, it also just blocks whatever, you know, all the creatures they have right now pretty efficiently. But I don't really see them not having the Blinding Beam, yeah, as expected. And we basically need to draw a land next turn. We'll bounce that, I guess. Take most likely 6 down to 3. And yeah, if we draw land, we are in decent shape, and if we don't, we probably lose. Again, could have just probably been in much better shape if I had cast my talisman and just look at the board instead of talking early in the game. And now it's gonna be much more difficult. And we are basically dead. Alright. Well, that was a pretty good draw from the opponent, but yeah, the silver me play definitely hurt a lot. Alright, well, I'm pretty happy to keep Annual. They have some strong artifact in their deck, and other than that, I think I'm just gonna keep the deck the way it is. I think we have a decent matchup, if I don't, if I sequence correctly. Okay, that's good. Like, Crystal Shard, as we saw, is solid. Works well with Hover Guard, can give you a bit of time, and I imagine Rust Spore, sorry, Ram is really nice in this matchup. Sand is a little bit slow, but I think it will do the trick on the play. Grid Monitor, alright. And they don't have a turn 2. I'll take that. Ooh, and we draw a 3-drop, and pretty good one. Nice. Okay, we'll just bounce that. Crystal Shard is such a stupid card. Look at that. I already kind of got value here because I just bounced something. And now I can keep it, make their draw clunky and annoying. This card is just sweet. Yeah, we cannot really attack. I think we play the Grid Monitor. I mean, yeah, I think it's fine. Worst case scenario, we can bounce it with the Crystal Shard if we, it really kind of locks us. And otherwise, we can just beat down for, a decent amount of damage while leaving the Crystal Shard open. Here, if they play a 4-drop, we can use Shard. Oh, Battle Gear, sure. I think we just attack with Grid Monitor, play Spell Bomb. And there's a chance we just bounce the Monitor back to our hand, end of their turn, so we can play Hover Guard, Ram, and whatnot. Yes. I'm just gonna bounce that. And if they try to play it, again, we can bounce it with Crystal Shard. So here, unless they have a 2-drop, they probably just take 7 from our cards. And they did not have a 2-drop before. Sure, you can have that. Well, I'm not gonna bounce my Monitor now. I'm just gonna get in for 7. However, I'm gonna bounce it now. Nope. This deck is sweet. This deck is definitely sweet. So I can play Hover Guard and bounce their things. And at this point we are just gonna make them redraw, like skip 3 draw steps in a row basically. unless they have a removal for Hover Guard right now. This is really nasty. And, you know, even if they end up removing the Hover Guard from the battlefield somehow, we should have the Ram, which is pretty good here, since they showed 2 equipments. That we can, you know, bounce back with the Shard, eat everything, then we have the Monitor. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Crystal Shards. Yeah, that card is just really, really good. Okay, sweet. Well, this was a pretty cool way to start a draft. I'm still a bit angry at myself for the for dropping the mirror mindlessly, but you know, these kind of things happen. Hope you folks enjoyed that first round. Thank you for watching, and see you for round 2.